Hola, and welcome back to your favorite spoken English channel. This is Spoken English. In this video, you'll be knowing about 50 best tips that can enhance your communication skill. And by saying communication skill, what I mean is your especially English speaking skill. Without going here and there, I'll come straight to the point. The first tip that I've noted is you should avoid feeling shame on making mistakes. You should completely find it normal that you're making mistakes. It's a part of a journey. If you see it this way, then you'll commit hundreds of mistakes and you'll feel good about it. Since every time you make a mistake, it means you were trying to construct a new sentence, or you were trying to use a grammar or any part which you are weak in. It actually tells you that you should be working upon it. So if you make mistakes, you should see it as a part of your English speaking journey. The next step is you should be surrounding yourself in English. Everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you go through, everything that you feel, everyone whom you talk to, everything that you talk about should be related to this language. What actually happens is that whatever goes inside your brain comes out of your mouth. For the things that you listen, the things that you feel, the things that you actually imagine or think about, these all gets jotted down to your brain muscles, and that actually comes out of your mouth. So everything that you should be listening to, you should prefer listening to English. Everything that you're seeing should be in English. For example, if you're just sitting somewhere and there is a magazine, you should just go through it. It doesn't even matter whether you like the topic or not. You should be seeing the pictures. If you came across maybe who knows, you'll come across an article which actually fascinates you. So you should be making yourself familiar with this language. Next step is you should be practicing every day. Every once in a while you come across this language, and that's where you feel like stuttering, or these problems come to your mind. What actually happens is that your brain is just accumulation of what you give it. It just speaks the things that you make it listen. It just gives you the facts or knowledge or thoughts which you've already gained earlier. So it's really important for you to practice every day. If you're watching any cartoon, movie, web series, prefer it in English. In case you don't understand this, you should be preferring watching the movie in your native language, and then you should have a subtitle, at least subtitle in English. It will help you a lot. Next is you should be practicing 4 core skills which actually makes you good at any language. I'm not just talking about English, but any language. These 4 skills are reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Only these 4 core skills will actually make you speak much better than others. What actually happens is that at the time when you listen, you actually accumulate the thoughts from others. You just gain it from other people. When you read, you actually gain the thoughts of other people. When you speak, you actually use those points. You use your brain muscles which were deactivated, which were not being used at proper time. So it actually works it out. Next point is that you should be keeping a notebook. Every day you might come across 4 to 5 words which actually is not familiar with you. What you should be doing is you should be having a notebook. At least your phone is there. You can have any notebook application in which you should be noting down the words which you are not familiar with, but you saw it somewhere. Once in a blue moon, when you feel that there's nothing that you're doing, or you're having no important work, or you're having your spare time, at that time you should be searching those words on internet or any application as per your comfortability. Next point is that you should be doing a lesson every day. See, you should be seeing this as a serious matter. If you'll just see it as entertainment, it will be hard for you to be good at it. What actually I want you to do is you should be having practical lesson plan. For example, one day you can have I will remember 8 words per day. Second day you may have a new plan, like you'll focus on synthesis or sentence making structure or grammar, tenses, or any structure, any a single part of English should be learned by you on daily basis. You should be having lesson at least on YouTube or as per the people around you or anyway. Next one is you should be memorizing the most important words which you come across on daily basis. See, the people who speak English are not very good at knowledge or something. They're just good at making sentences. Just that's it. And while communicating, it's not that you have to remember 1,000 to 2,000 of words. No, it's more than 200 to 300 words that we come across, and that actually makes this language, nothing else. So you should be at least being familiar with less than 200 to 300 most important words which comes to your life every day. Next one is you should be using your body clock. Now what do we call body clock? Is that it's a specific time when your brain gets hyperactivity. For example, for different people there are different times when their brain is hyperactive. If you'll call me, if you'll tell me, it might be possible for you that in morning you would be very productive, at night you would be less productive, at midnight you could be hyper productive. So it's all body clock. At certain time your body is really activated. You'll see a beastful energy inside you, and at certain point you'll feel that you don't feel like doing anything. So it's just that's what we call body clock. Next point is that you should be see, now it happens that you came across a word and you're trying to remember it, and it's really hard for us. What actually happens is that unless you use that word for very often, you won't get stuck with that word. So what you should be doing is that when you came across a word which is really hard, or you think that you're not gonna remember it for very long, at this circumstance you should be using that word with an example. For example, accumulation. You just came across a word accumulation, and now you feel that this word is not gonna stuck with your mind. Now in this situation you should be using certain examples. For example, accumulation of thoughts. I'm accumulating my thoughts. So in this way you're making a phrase, and this phrase is gonna stuck with your mind for very long. But if you'll try to remember this only word accumulated, it's really it'll be hard for you to do so. Next one is you should plan a goal. For example, you should be very cautious towards it and very serious too. What I mean by saying this is you should be having a proper goal for week, for month, for year, or something like that. For example, you can have a goal that within this week I'll be learning at least 200 words which I come across daily basis. I'll go through websites which contains materials related to this language. You should have these type of goals. It will activate your brain muscles, which are really lazy, and it makes you lethargic, so it will get activated. Next one is you should be seeing it as a bigger picture. If you feel that I'm learning for my interest, then it's not gonna very easy for you, because somewhere it's a bit boring, somewhere it's so what I'm trying to say is, if you will see learning English as a broader goal, a long-term goal, then your mind will be serious towards it, and then only it will make short-time plans for it. If you see it as a broader picture, bigger picture, your brain will make small slices of goals. So you should see learning English as a big picture. Next one is when you saw it as a big picture and a long-term goal, you should also slice it towards a short-term goal. You should be seeing what are you going to gain when you'll be good at it. Once you know this, your why will be clear, and once it happens, you'll have to make short-time plans, goals, and plans which will make you stuck to this plan. Next one is you should also take breaks. When you're really serious towards a goal and it's really stuck to your mind, your brain will get really serious towards it, and it will make you nervous. If you're at a good level, almost good one, at that time, if you'll see it as a hyper goal, your brain will get nervous. So in certain circumstances, you should avoid listening to anything related to English. You'll just make yourself nervous and nothing else. You should take frequent breaks when you feel that it's not helping you out, it's making you drawn into water or something like that. At this time, you should actually prefer to have a break. You should just forget what you're doing. Once you feel that you're back to track and your brain is quite good towards you, sometimes it happens that brain becomes our own enemies. At that time, it tells you that you're good for nothing. Or when you come across out of this situation, you can start letting this as per previous time. But at certain circumstances, when you feel that it's making you nervous, it's making you that you can't do it, at that point you should actually leave it in middle, and you should also plan that 3, 4, 5 days later I'll come back here. Till then I won't listen to my mind. Next one is you should be reading newspapers. Now imagine that you're good at sentence making structure, you're good at grammar, you're good at vocabularies, and you're gonna speak. Now if you're given a topic to speak and you're not having sufficient information about that topic, what you're gonna speak? So what I mean by this point is that you should be having complete adequate information about what you're going to speak. For example, you're very good at this language, you're very good at sentence making structure and vocabulary as well, but the people started talking about AI, ChatGPT or Google or future or scientific experiments or something like that. At that point, you won't have anything to say because you never accumulated any information regarding this. So while learning English, you should also prefer knowing the contents that you're going to speak while speaking English. I feel that for today this will be sufficient. There were just 12 points that I included here. Further in next videos I'll elaborate the further ones. I'll see it as a series, a very long series. I'll be continuing it. It was very good to have this. And don't worry, in this journey of yours in learning English, I'm always there with you. And don't worry, in this journey of yours of learning English, this channel and I am always with you. You can comment any point that you have in confusion in. You can comment any question that you have in your mind. I'll happy to help you. And if you want specific topic to see in my videos,